Have a great first day at school, guys. We're gonna miss you so much.
How's it going, guys? Man, I was watching this debate and it just really just got me so infuriated. There's been a debate going on for quite some time, and I've run into recently this YouTuber named Blackbuster Critic. He seems to be quite the debater. I saw a compilation of some arguments he was having back and forth with Rich from Review Tech, and Rich was being the e-beggar, as BBC was calling him. That's Blackbuster Critic's acronym or whatever. That's what they call him. It is the initials, like I was saying. Then I saw another video where he was debating a guy named Infamously Awesome 95. Through watching the video, he named a few other YouTubers that he had debated on the topic of PC versus console, which was better. You know, throughout the whole thing, he basically was presenting the floor to Infamously Awesome 95 to prove that PC was not superior to console. One of the things that I feel like people are not arguing for, as far as the whole concept of which is better being subjective, whether the consoles are better or whether the PC is better, is they're not taking into account the people who have been gaming with controllers their whole lives. I know maybe a majority of, PC gamers started off with Nintendo and so on and so forth. But the fact of the matter is, you have to take into account people who may not be able to type well. Now, this is just where I'll begin. If you're not able to type well, more than likely it may have to do with you not memorizing where the keys are on the keyboard. The home row and such, and where your shift is, where your tab is, where caps lock is, and all of those things. It's something you have to pretty much take into account into your mind. If you've been playing on a controller throughout your whole gaming life, it's gonna be difficult to some to transfer over from remembering positions of their fingers in order to press the buttons to remembering and keeping track of, okay, these are the buttons that I need to, this is my home row for this particular game. And it's usually the same for most games, with the exception of a couple of different peripheral keys for different things, and hotkeys and console keys to open up the developer tools, like Minecraft.
Surprise, mother.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
Stranded Deep, a couple of other games. And considering that I named at least Stranded Deep, that should infer to you guys, at least in the very least, that I do prefer PC gaming, and I'm looking into getting a better video card so that I can play some of the games that I've seen out there. Like Subnautica, a couple of different games. I can play Stranded Deep. It's pretty cool, but I need a better video card. But anyway, till then I'll be on console. The point I'm trying to make here is, there's always going to be casual gamers. Me personally, I have sought out different plugins so that I can use my controller, my PS controller on my computer, because I prefer a joystick. I prefer to assign the different buttons to my joystick and play that way. It's what I've been doing pretty much for the majority of my gamer life. I had other consoles in the past, but some of the most immersive gaming I've done has been on the PS2 and the PS3. Those have been my systems for I don't know how long. I've grown accustomed to the controller, and it's more comfortable to be able to hold the controller, have these sticks, and your camera, your look angle and everything at your fingertips. Now, the mouse is more accurate. It definitely is. But there's things you gotta take into consideration. When you play on a PC, you have to have a desk, you have to have a decent monitor with a nice response time, you have to have enough space and a proper mouse, because if you don't have a mouse pad, I'm assuming, and all these different things, I don't have a mouse pad right now, and I just have an optical mouse, so I don't really need one. But if you're looking for that mobility and that smoothness of accuracy with your mouse, you're gonna need a mouse pad. Controllers come with the game, and you can hold it from a comfortable chair, and you don't need anything else to be able to game properly. Another thing that people are not talking about as far as a pro over the PCs for the consoles, in favor of the consoles, is that they have the controllers already tuned to a particular dead zone in each game. I believe that it may be different for some games. Different games utilize different pressure sensitivities as far as the PS3 and PS4 and all those controllers go. So, and I'm assuming Xbox 360 does the same thing. And the problem with trying to plug your controller into the PC is there are not enough programs out there to emulate the experience that you would receive on a console via using a controller on your PC. I mean, they don't exist. At least I haven't found them. If you find them, let me know. But until then, there are some definite still benefits to console gaming. The only thing that really sucks for me is, the fact that there's this DLC crap going on. There's DLC on PC games as well, but the DLC trap is real, you guys. I mean, I definitely am not enjoying it. They're selling half-assed games, and I like the fact that BBC mentioned that Nintendo had its advantages as well as PS3. I respect that. But yeah, Xbox 360, in the particular debate he had with infamously awesome 95 Xbox 360, was pretty crappy. But one thing I felt like maybe he hadn't experienced, or where I felt like infamously awesome 95 could have said something to him. Okay, I heard BBC say, Microsoft doesn't really have anything to do with the server maintenance and things of that nature, so he felt like, it was a travesty for them to be charging $60 yearly for access to those different services and things of that nature. I understand where he's coming from. But I also remember the first time I played Call of Duty, I picked up a Xbox controller at someone's house, one of my cousin's friend's house, and I kicked ass. And, that was my first time playing. I was a gamer, yeah, of course, but FPS was not my thing previous to that, and I picked up that controller and I wrecked house. So, with that being said, I do believe that Xbox 360 has a better connection as far as, playing online goes. I don't agree that you should have to pay for the partying system, which is a pretty good system on Xbox 360. But if the connection is indeed more consistent and stable, then that would make sense why you have to pay for a more stable and sturdy connection. I don't agree with it, but now PS4 is doing the same thing, so they're all in the same boat now as far as that's concerned. At the end of the day, as I was saying, there is a bit of subjectivity concerning which you choose, but as far as customizability and of course gamer freedom, PC reigns supreme. And until then, I guess I'll just really have to work on my aiming skills with my controller and just try to do the best I can. I do wish there was some type of contingency or some type of plug-in that will make it better for people who prefer a controller, so that everybody can get into PC gaming a lot deeper, because the simple fact is, if your sensitivity is too high with a controller, your aim's going to be everywhere on a PC. But the same cannot be said for the way the devs for the different games tweak things for their games. I play Battlefield 4, and I like the fact that I can tweak my sensitivity just right to where I can turn at a decent speed and also shoot long shot people from a distance, and translate the thought and the impulse into, okay, barely tap the, it's easy to do that on a barely tap the stick and, burst fire this guy from 100 feet, or, oh crap, he's right next to me, let's swing and freaking blast his ass. It's easier to do that on a console than it is on the PC, because the mouse is a better option, but I don't like the fact that I have to memorize what keys are where and things of that nature. And I know there are different keyboard thingies out there that before you guys. I just really do prefer the controller, and I just really feel like at the end of the day it does matter, but it doesn't matter. The reason that consoles sell is because there are always gonna be people who are casual gamers and who want to turn something on, sit down in their freaking lazy boy, crank up the stereo, or you know, pop a beer, smoke a bong, and put it on their living room table and blast some shit on their TV screens. That's always gonna be a demographic. And if consoles are catering to and are targeting those people, then they're gonna get sales. It's going to happen. Everybody doesn't have time to put all of that effort into being a PC gamer, you know? Who has that time to focus on learning a whole different way of playing? You know? Sometimes people just want to do what they're used to doing. Sometimes people gotta work. People gotta live. And some people just, you know, want to hop on the game for a few minutes and then go on about their business. A lot of these games only give you so much entertainment. So why would you want to put a whole nother couple of months to a year of your life into learning how to play a different way when you can just be comfortable like you've always been? At the end of the day, in terms of gamer freedom, customization, and long-term investment, PC gaming is the way to go. In terms of convenience, comfortability, boot it up and go. You don't have to tweak any video card settings, and, you know, depending on whether your computer's a high-end or a low-end. To the casual gamer, the console reigns supreme. You know, hey. So whether you're rocking a keyboard and mouse or a controller, to each his own, and game on.
Bailando,
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 bailando.
Achatina, chamucha, la